now that that's done, let's turn this around. Let's get my little neck holder out here, and let's go with the rest of the paper down here. The wax paper. And the fretboard looks as nice as the first one did. Huh. Okay. There's just something the way those pickups sit in there that's not exactly right. And they're too low. Well, this one is. This one is probably set right for the height. Does this knob come off easy? Nope, it doesn't. So only that one, the one that, let's switch them around. Can I get it off? Won't come off. It won't come off. Right, let's take the foam off of there. Can I get it? Can I get it? Is it coming? Oh, wow. There. Let's put that one on this pot. Better. And since this one doesn't pull, we can go there with it. And that's a better fit. Okay. One problem solved. We'll straighten out that switch. Well, good news is the strings are not sitting on the frets. Good news. All right, so let's do a little stretching. I usually do this at bench 1, but this is bench 2. Looks like there's going to be a part 2. This is it. Don't know what size strings these are. Feels very light. Let's do a quick check. Since I have a caliper at this bench as well. Let's do a quick check. 9. 43. 42. So 9 to 42s. 11, 16, 24, 32. Standard 9 set. That's okay. I'll be putting a 9.5 to 44 on it. So let's go over to the other side, tune it up. Let's see if that'll come off. There. That way I won't be on it all the time. Good. We'll leave that there on this bench. And we'll go. There's some dirt on my chrome. Black chrome. Very nice. This resin is very, very nice. A bit of wax here and there. How does this neck look? And the relief? Can't tell until I get some tension on it. But I'm thinking again, oh. There's a crack in the poly from the neck pocket. I don't know if that's ever going to be picked up with this camera. No. Let me take a separate picture of that crack and I'll show it to you on screen. but I think it's just in the poly down here. This poly is very brittle, so no kudos for Leo on this poly. You have to be extremely careful with it. That neck, my pocket might be, I do see a tiny gap in there, tiny. I don't think the neck pocket is fitting exactly right. There might have been too much outward pressure, and it caused this part here to put a tiny little fracture in the poly. I don't think it's in the wood because I can feel it in the poly. All right, off to bench 1. Oh my. As it turns out, when I got to bench 1 and I was looking at the micro fracture on this side, I actually picked the guitar up and I checked this side out first, and this one has a micro fracture that goes from the neck pocket all the way down to the back. So on both sides, and this side I can feel the lip right in there where it's cracked. The other one, no. That's a little bit worrisome. So quality control on these guitars, not that good, Leo. Not that good. All right, we're gonna put some tension on the strings. I had to turn off a few lights because the glare coming off this surface was really too much. Tuners are very smooth. I really want to try to save this one. Oh, some noise is happening. All right, it's put some tension on the neck. I wonder if that tension is causing the crack to go further. That neck pocket is probably going to need to be cleaned up. Okay. Let me check it in the holding position. There a pick around here somewhere. Okay. Intonation. Wow, that one's on. But the strings are so high. That one's on. The D is just a little sharp. The G is going to be just a little sharp, and that could be the height of the strings. Somebody did some work on those saddles. Yep, they are staggered, but the height is really too high. That's telling me, yes, there needs to be a shim, because if I lower the saddles to get down to there, they'll be sitting on the bottom of the base plate, and that's not good. And also, I'll put my spectaculars on. Instead of being too low on this nut, it's probably going to be really, really good by the time I get the right action on this neck. Okay, we have it with enough. We have it close enough to make some sound. Let's go to the amp. Okay, we're at the amp. I had to plug it in because my air bridge was dead. The push-pull, I just tried this, and it doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. Try the other one. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Ted has his riff, and this is mine. We know we can fix that, right, if we need to. Once I get the tie wrap off of this, I'm going to be wondering, but you know, I'm kind of worried about these fractures. Kind of worried about these fractures on both sides. That tells me I'm going to have to open up the neck pocket and take a look in there before my final decision to keep and know I can fix something in there to stop this fracturing and the tension that's on it, because I like the guitar. I'm okay with those pickups. I can fix that one if I need to with a filter. This is obviously not splitting very much. Maybe the balance between the two bobbins is different, and whichever one they cut off, the other one is wound a little bit more so you don't lose as much in the single coil. But it sounds almost like the humbucker. So I have to take a look if I go that far. Okay, not making any promises at this point. So I'm going back to bench 1. I'm going to take the tension off the neck and open up that pocket and see how much pressure there is there, because it's definitely under pressure. Next segment for removing the neck. Okay, let's see if there's any bad surprises here. Very tight screws. I think it could be in the body as well. Very tight. I know they put these in with pneumatic drivers. I normally don't end up with palm burn trying to get these out. It's definitely biting in the body. I can see it and feel it now that the screw is this high out. Try to get you a shot of what's in there. As a matter of fact, let's just do it now while I'm thinking about it. Let's just get a shot of what's in there. I'm on macro. Maybe I gotta move up a bit. There. Alright, that's going up. The ferrule is not loose. And it doesn't seem like there's any lubricant on these screws, which of course they never do. Like wax, candle wax. Definitely biting in the body. The last one had, did I open the last one? Can't remember. No, yes, the last one had a loose ferrule and there was a washer, flat washer under it. That one doesn't seem to be loose. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is really tight. I'm going to go slow so as not to break the head off. Phew. The body's trying to pop up. I'm gonna hold it down with my left hand. Okay, it's a little bit looser now. I don't think I'm in danger of breaking the head off at this point. Okay, so this one is not biting in the body. This goes in pretty good. That one too. No, not biting in the body. Interesting. All right. Let's see what this brings us. The neck is not under a lot of pressure in the pocket. It's not under a lot of pressure in the pocket. That is extremely interesting. But we still have the crack. And it's not the wood that's cracked, it's mahogany. The grain is running this way, so it has the strength. It's just poly crack. Yeah, so there's no scuffing. It's a small little divot there at the end of this board, like somebody hit it with a tool, which wasn't me. There's a significant grime, not the white powder. Stainless steel frets are all fairly nicely seated, and the distance from the edge of the board is fairly consistent. There's a couple that are a bit short. 1, 2 on the low side or high side, whichever way you want to do it. I say low because that's the downside. Here on the upside, there on the upside. but will never be a problem. Alright, the neck pocket is very clean, very flat, no obvious little anything in there. I can't get it to you on this camera, I don't think. Let me see. There. Okay, it looks like what you would consider to be a perfectly cut neck pocket. So no pressure from the neck at all. I know there's a little bit of an abrasion here on the edge here, and that could be just because of the dirt in the corner. Let's see how it goes back in. Oh, it just slides right back in like nothing. So not a neck pocket problem from a pressure point of view. The resin is very nicely done. Came over the edge in the front again just a little bit. They drilled a hole through the neck pocket to run the wiring down to the cavity. But there's something stopping this pickup from being able to sit straight. Okay. My decision at this point is to keep it and do whatever is necessary, because the back didn't come off the finish. Yes, there's a couple of neck fractures here. I don't recall seeing those on the other one. Neck fractures, I should say, poly fractures below the neck. Right here in this corner, the way it's cut out very sharply, there is a little bit of resin there, and I think somebody probably did snap that when they put it in. I'm going to try to drop a little CA glue down inside there. This side doesn't seem to have any in the pocket. It's just starts from there and goes down in the poly. Nothing I can really do from the surface perspective. It's in the poly. I can just barely feel it with my thumbnail. But this one, I can see that it's actually up a tiny bit. Okay, I think I can save this one. So we're going to give it a shot. Let me turn this over. And we're going to put this towel in over the strings to not do any scratches. And I want to cut the tie wrap on this wiring so I can get a better look and keep it in this episode to see if I can see how they did this. So there's a pickup, and there's another pickup. So the green and the shield is going to the common of the switch. The two blacks are coming out the other side. Okay, so there's a white pigtail going to the middle of the switch. There's a green cap down there, so I'm assuming that's a 47 because there usually are. And then there's a black pigtail on this one, the other pickup, which is going to the black one. And then there's going to be the claw ground, or the bridge ground. And then I've got blacks and whites. I've got a set of white coming from the pot, going out to the jack. Can I see that jack? Standard metric jack. And I've got a set of whites, and these are not shielded wires interconnecting the pickups and the pots. like some more inexpensive guitars have. These are just basic plastic. Well, they're not plastic. It's a, what is that? People call them plastic, but they're not plastic. It's poly something or other. Polypropylene or something like that. It keeps them flexible. Stranded wire is flexible, and it's more durable and lasts longer than what plastic would be. That would, you know, crack and whatever over time. This lasts much longer. But yes, I can do better, because I think I can replace all of these black and whites with shielded. Not that it really should need it, but I can understand why. It's going directly to ground. There's no Fralin resistor. It is going directly to ground out the center tap. Let's try measuring. The pickups. Got my big head in the way? Well, actually, it's not a big head, it's a small head. Every hat that I buy is super small, extra small. I've got my dad's narrow head. It looks more oval now that I've gone bald shredder style. All right, let's put that all the way up, and we're going to go on the bridge on a non-split. Let's see what that tells us. It's a hot 1532. If we split it, it does go half, but the sound doesn't sound like it goes half. Very interesting. Of course, if you're going to do something like this, I would prefer, instead of one, you know, control splits both, because that's not something you'd always want to do, you'd put a push-pull here as well. And that way you can have independent, you know, splits. Let's go the other way. And it's a nominal 802. And that's not bad. That's just about a K over the half of this one. And let's see what happens. It should go half. It does. 411. And in the middle split, it's 271. And not split should be double. 533. Okay, so, you know, it has the right numbers. It has the right numbers. We just have to be able to do adjustment for sound. Okay, I am going to keep it. I see a line here that goes straight down the center in the resin, like it was done in 2 halves. I think this pickup is hitting some poly that may have gone down in this hole. I wonder. This is going a little long. Is it this one or the other one? It's the other one. Now these ones you have to be careful if they're really tight. It's not. To not break the heads off. At least now I'll find out which color of insulation is this one and the other one, because it's by deductive reasoning. If this one's black, that one's gray. Simple. And we're going to see what's under it for suspension. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be springs, because they rarely ever do springs. Is that out? Okay. Okay. This one's the black. This one is the black. And these screws are screwing into the tab. Leo! James. Really bad, man. And there's a piece of tape in the bottom of this cavity that's been shield painted over. I'm not sure why they did that. Now, let me spin this around. So here they are. They've got the foam with the springs in the center. Yeah. These work fairly well, but not when the screws screw in the tabs. These tabs were made for machined screws, and they put wood screws through them directly in there. That looks like it goes pretty deep. That looks like it goes pretty deep. I don't have my pick with me at this bench, but I have toothpicks at this bench. Oh yeah, that goes in very deep. Oh wow, it goes in that far. All the way down. That is over an inch, I'm sure. Just slightly over an inch. An inch and 1/8. So 5/8. 9/8. What about the other side? Oh yeah, similar. Yep. So they go in really, really deep, and the screws are not that deep, so that's why they came out pretty easy. But if you're going to do this, you need to drill out the tabs. Otherwise, it's not going to free bounce on your springs at all. You're wasting, oh, that's pretty hard, the last edge. You're wasting the whole idea of the springs if you're just going to have that there. I mean, the springs don't have a chance to do anything at all. So I'm just going to remove these screws, because they're only going to become a danger for scratching. Leo James. Baldy. Shredder. Talk to your buddy Leo. This is not. This is not the high quality that this should have. It just isn't. So now, how does it fit in the cavity on those springs? Well, the springs work pretty good. See? The springs work pretty good. And the reason why it wasn't working as good as it should is because of those screws. Right, so I'm not going to have a worry about those springs, because they work good. This one too. So I'll have to fix both of them. I'll leave that out in case I need a toothpick for some hole. But okay, I got one that I think I can keep and fix the problems. The nut might have to come down a little bit. That's better than it was on the last one. Too short. I would have had to change the nut completely. I didn't check to see that the truss rod works. Damn. I missed something. Hopefully it does. Let's see. Now the truss rod cover on the last one opened very easily. This one is not. Just going to loosen the screws a little bit. That one might be okay. I don't know if it's a screw problem or not. Really, really, really small head screws. I'm I'm going to use my X-Acto to see if I can get in the crack. Oh, there's a small. There is a small place at the back that might open if I push it. It does not. Let's see if I can get in the crack here. Yes, okay, I got it. It opens. Oh, there is a shard of resin in there. That might have been holding it. The hole is very clean. Just a tiny little bit of buffing. And it's basically in full relief mode, but it is turning. Gets tight, so that's good. Truss rod works. That's what Dave says. Check the truss rod. Okay, so now that I've got this in pieces here, I'm going to have to pick it up and bring it to bench 1, I think. But I'm going to do a little bit of that crazy gluing here and drilling that out. Oh, I see there's an accumulation in the corner down there as well of this paint. That's gonna stop it from being able to go down all the way. Yeah, the corners are not completely cleaned out, so it's not going to give you the full adjustment that you want. It is on this side. Can't tell with the tabbing on that side. But yeah, those corners will need to be cleaned up a little bit. I don't know what that is. It could be, they might have just sloshed the paint on there, or there could be a little bit of wood underneath of it. No, it's just black. So it is a buildup of the paint in the corners there. Out here as well. Okay, all fixable. All fixable. I'm good with that. But it really shouldn't be like that on this guitar. Okay, much better. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just got to drill out those tabs for those wood screws not to bite in them. Leo, you disappointed me. I was really expecting you to be better on these more expensive ones. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all your support. Catch you in the next one.